G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of The Farm on Farming Simulator 22, the Start From Scratch series, Hoyt Belleron. So a quick look at the used machinery. We've got a sugar cane harvester here, which is a pretty good price, but we won't be doing any sugar cane anytime soon. So it is May, and it's roughly around the right time that we should be thinking about selling all of our clothes, and we do have quite a few stocked up now. If you missed the last episode, we just purchased the tailor shop and we flooded that up with all the wool that we had, so that should have produced quite a bit by now, and I've been feeding it in between now and then. So we've got one more pallet of wool here, which we'll just run over here with the telehandler just so we can keep that production happening. We don't want it to run out if possible, and the sheep aren't really keeping up as much as I would like them to be at the moment. We may have to invest in more sheep, but for now we'll just stick with it, and it's good money that's going to come in. So there's another 1,000 litres of wool for the spinnery. That should keep that going for just a little bit longer. And we've also got a few pallets of clothing around here. So we'll just take a quick look at the production. Yeah, so we've got a little bit storing or being processed at the moment. We don't have a lot of fabric in there either, but there is a little bit. It takes 2 wool to make 1 fabric, so we do need to double up with the sheep, I would think, but we'll see how we go. We're going to make quite a bit of money of what we already have stocked up here, so we can't get too greedy too quickly. So let's just check the current price for the clothing. 10,100 is pretty good. Maximum is only 100 more, so now seems like a good time to sell. So we'll get this loaded up onto the trailer and we'll get that taken on down to the shop so we can get this sold up. And as you can see, the money's already quite high up already from selling all of our other products over the last couple of months, but this is certainly going to be a nice big boost, and I'm either going to purchase a new field or maybe another production in today's episode. I just have to see what's available. I think a new field would be a good go, because at the moment we only have cows and a wheat field, and the field that we're currently working at, which is just for grass really, which feeds the sheep. So a new field might be a good one to go for. Okay, the last 2 pallets to load up. That's 11 pallets all up. So that is going to be just over $110,000 added to the bank account once we get this down to the shop. So massive money. Pretty good stage to be at now. That's what it's all about, trying to make as much money as possible, but we don't want to expand too quickly as well. Still want to make it enjoyable, but this is going to definitely pay for something massive. Most likely a new field. I think that's really what we should be aiming for. So let's get on down to the store and we'll collect our paycheck. Okay, let's get the trailer into the spawn point, sale point, and the money has just shot right up there, 111,000. So that is huge. Now I'd say we've got enough money almost to buy any field that we would like to buy. I think the most expensive is about $1 million, but it'll pretty much give us, I think a field like the one in front of us here is a good bet. It's a good size. There's a little bit of room down here where we are now where we could build a shed. What's the crop that's in here? Cotton. Fully fertilized. Well, that would be really good. That would mean we don't have to buy sheep anytime soon. plenty of cotton in this field would keep the clothing factory going, and that would make us very, very rich in the next year. So I think that might be a good purchase. It's a huge field. We would have to rent the harvester, but what we're going to make from this would easily cover the cost of doing that. Right, just down here at the cow shed, and we've got some silage bales that need picking up, so we'll get that done, and we've got enough silage and storage for the animal feed for a while, but we can chuck this stuff on the trailer if I can hook it up, and we will sell this stuff eventually, but when it's fermented, and we'll just keep the other stuff that we've got, and maybe on the next grass cut that we do, we can keep a hold of that. It doesn't seem like we've got any rush to sell silage anymore if we're going to be buying this cotton field. I'm going to keep thinking about that though while I do this. Okay, job done here with the silage. We'll keep that and let that ferment, and when the time is right we'll come and sell that. So I don't think we need to be any rush to sell it or store it. We've got plenty of both, so let's just check on our cows. Probably could do with a little bit of straw. Food looks pretty decent. Slurry pit here, which is capable of holding massive amounts of slurry, so that is pretty handy to have. We do have 100,000 litres, so that's good to know. And we've got heaps of manure. Still haven't bought a manure spreader yet. Should probably buy one though, because don't like to use the solid fertilizer pellets anymore. Want to be a organic farm, so we use the manure and the slurry to our ability. Looking financially, we're looking pretty good. We do still have the massive loan, but no rush to pay that off. Only costs us 1,000 per month to have that loan, and we will pay off bits and pieces of it slowly, and then when we've got like $1 million in the bank, maybe we'll clear it, but no rush. We're making quite decent money now at this stage of the game, and we're only going to be making more, so we will have to clear the loan eventually, but no hurry. So that must be our field in question that we want to buy. So could buy this field next to the cow farm. It's quite expensive, but it's got corn in it, and I don't really want corn. Not going to be using it for anything at this stage, but we could purchase field is it 45? 40? I think that would be a good purchase. We can expand it a little bit as well. There's a little bit of room for growth, but it's a huge field. It's going to be so much cotton, and that is just going to keep that spinnery going for a very long time. I would like to buy that field, but that comes with all the woodland, and we don't really want that. So I think this one here is our best bet. Just want to double check, fully fertilized, yes. No weeds, no ploughing needed, no lime needed, no rolling needed. I'd say that's a good purchase. That is ready to go. Now we could be cheeky and harvest the cotton and then just sell the field straight away, but I'm not going to do that. That would just kind of feel like we're cheating a little bit there. So cotton is ready to harvest in October. So that's going to give us a good 4 or 5 months to get some clothing made up, which is going to be another big payday next year. So that's pretty cool. Quite happy with that. Obviously our money's gone down a bit now again, but that's not too much of a big deal. And I think after we process the cotton, probably going to move into planting canola or sunflowers or something in there, and then we can get the oil production happening. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just think about it as we do some more work here. So while we're at it, we might as well just top up the cows with some extra straw, just so we can forget about them for another day or two. Focus on the other things that we've got to do with our land. So we'll just pull up here. I've missed that. Press I and I'll leave that to unload. I'll grab the telehandler so we can get another bale. Put that into the straw shredder. And we've got my tree planter down here as well. And I think I might plant some trees around the perimeter of our new field, so that way that we can start the carpentry production. So we're actually getting quite good at, we're getting up there now. We've got well, we're going to have very soon, we're going to have the carpentry and the oil productions, and I would like to also get into the bakery as well, and that would bring in a lot of extra money. We want to get into a grapevine as well, maybe olives. There's still plenty for us to try and achieve here on the farm. It's not going to be ending anytime soon. So I just dip this into the shredder, and hopefully that's going to come off the forks. There we go, very good. So we'll spit that into the cow shed, and then that's going to be all good. We can leave them alone, and then we'll shoot on down to the store and we'll buy ourselves a whole bunch of trees. So you can unload into there for us, that'll be great. Leave that running, and we can jump into the shop menu, purchase ourselves some more trees. We've got 55,000 to play with, and that trailer would be good if it was an autoloader. Do want to get an autoloader, but for now we want tree saplings, and we probably want to go with the pine, I think, because they grow tall and straight, which is makes it easier for cutting. So yeah, we'll go pine, and we'll just buy, I don't really know how many, just buy quite a few. It's quite a lot of land, isn't it? It's a big perimeter, so we'll get a few pallets. Maybe we'll get more if we need to, but we'll drive on down there and we'll get them loaded up. Alright, there we go. We've got 8 pallets of tree saplings on board, so it's going to be a fair bit of cash for us. Not going to chop them to sell them. We're going to buy ourselves the carpentry processing place, and we'll get on with that. So $8,000 is what we've spent, plus whatever the cost of the factory will be, but this will produce a hell of a lot of planks, and then we'll have to buy the furniture fabricator as well, and then once they'll take the planks and process that into furniture, and this will be a good little money maker for us. So this is plenty of trees for us to get that process started. Well, here we go then. Got the tractor just alongside the trailer, so that should be easy enough for us to reload the planter tool. And why don't we have access to this land? This is my field. So what's going on? Am I a little bit too far over to the side? The thing is, I don't want to drive in the crop because that will destroy it. So we need to be careful with that. I would like to get some trees up the side here if we can. That doesn't look like that's going to happen for us. Okay, no big deal. We've got plenty of space down here to plant ourselves a little forest. So we'll definitely fill the majority of this area down here. There's also the other side in front of us. Hopefully we can get that done. But let's get these trees planted and leave these to grow. there we have it. We have 160 plants in the ground, and they will be growing. It's going to be a couple of years or so before we come to cut them down, but that is going to be money sitting there waiting and growing. So a good opportunity to harvest the rest of this field, and we can save up some money again to purchase that production when the time comes. We just check the animals here. It looks like the chickens could do with a feed, and the cows are pretty good, but they could do with some straw. So we better get on over to there and tend to the chickens and the cows. And really it's just a case of waiting for this stuff to grow, but things are looking good. Better check the used machinery as well. Alright, we'll just hook up to the straw shredder again. Get this last bale put into there, and that should be then good for another day or two hopefully. Got plenty of straw in storage as it is, so we'll just make sure that they don't run out. So it looks like they've got plenty of food, got heaps of milk. Milk's pretty good around October time, but I think we might have to sell some fairly soon as well. Don't want to leave it too long in the storage and going off, otherwise we'll be selling yogurt. I know the game doesn't do that, but we can role play it like that. So I'll put this bale in, and we're going to have to go up there and feed those chickens. So the straw's going up nicely there. Should be enough to get them through a couple of days, a couple of months in game, whatever it is. So we'll head up to the chickens, give them a good feed, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, we're all hooked up with the trailer. Let's get this under the silo over here. Now this silo arm, the loading arm, is a little bit too small for my liking. I would like to get ourselves another silo, one of the larger ones, but this one does the job for now, and it's all we could afford at the time when we did buy it. But I kind of feel like we're outgrowing it a little bit now, especially once we've harvested the cotton on the other field. So our wheat's looking good. That'll be ready in a day or two to harvest. The rest of our equipment hasn't been stolen either. Let's see, it loads quite slowly as well, this silo. So we don't need to fill the trailer completely, we'll just give them something like that, 7,000 litres. It's a little bit tight around here. Got to be careful not to destroy the crop. And it looks like I've missed a bit of straw there. But it doesn't really matter that much, we've got so much of it in storage, and we're going to have more coming once we harvest the wheat field. So we'll tip this in, get those chickens all topped up. That'll keep them going. They're producing eggs like crazy all year round, so that's great news for us. It's a good seller, make us a lot of money. So we've got a few pallets stacked up here already, so I'll shut that down for the day. Yep, it's going to be time to get the telehandler up here again and get these pallets all moved so they're 100% healthy. Plenty of food for a few more months, and we'll just keep stacking up those eggs until they're ready to be sold, and eventually we'll be purchasing a bakery or something like that, so we'll be keeping our eggs for that. But that's about it for today, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.